So if you're feeling kind of stuck in that corporate job, dreaming about starting your own thing, but you're just paralyzed by the fear of risk, this is for you. We're going to walk through a proven playbook for building your escape route without having to bet the farm. Okay, let's just dive right into this. We're all taught that a steady job, with that regular paycheck, that's the absolute definition of security. But what if that's just wrong? What if that whole idea is a myth? Today, we're going to challenge that core assumption. We're going to reframe entrepreneurship not as some reckless leap of faith, but actually as a calculated, surprisingly low-risk path to financial freedom and, maybe more importantly, to doing the work you were actually meant to do. All right, here's the game plan. We'll talk about the hidden dangers of your day job, then introduce a totally new way to think about risk. We'll get into the fastest path to a profitable idea, and I'll give you a step-by-step weekly plan. Then we'll cover how to test if your idea has legs, and finally lay out a really tangible 9-month timeline to freedom. Okay, first up, let's really take apart this idea of the safe corporate job and look at why it might just be the most dangerous path you can possibly take. Just look at this number for a second. 85%. That's how many workers are basically checked out. They're disengaged from their jobs. And listen, this isn't just about having a few bad days at the office. This is a massive global issue. It means the vast majority of people are spending most of their waking hours doing work they just aren't invested in. I mean, think about the incredible cost of that. And that leads to this. The crucial point is, the real risk in life isn't about losing money. It's about spending the one and only life you have on something that doesn't light you up. It's the risk of living with unfulfilled potential. It's the risk of never getting your unique music out into the world. So if staying put in your job is actually the real risk, then what's the alternative? We're always told that entrepreneurship is for risk takers, but what if the most successful founders are the complete opposite? Let's look at how they really think. This is something called the Dhandho philosophy. It's a mental model that completely flips the script on what a startup is. It's not about seeking risk or even managing it. It's about engineering risk out of the equation right from the very beginning. Right, so we have this myth of the entrepreneur as a gambler. The reality? They're master risk avoiders. Take Richard Branson starting Virgin Atlantic. He didn't go out and buy a fleet of planes. He leased a single used one from Boeing with basically no money down. He replaced capital with creative thinking. Heads, he wins big. Tails, he loses very, very little. Now, this next one is a huge mindset shift. We're so often told that to succeed, you need this groundbreaking, never-before-seen idea. Well, the truth is, that's one of the riskiest things you could possibly do. The smartest path is often the exact opposite. Listen to this. This is from the founder of one of the largest companies in world history. Sam Walton proudly admitted he was a cloner. He knew you don't need to be an inventor, you just need to be a brilliant implementer. And history is absolutely filled with these successful cloners. Microsoft didn't invent the spreadsheet. They cloned and improved Lotus 123. Starbucks didn't invent the coffee shop. Howard Schultz just cloned the amazing Italian cafe experience for an American market. You just find what works and either make it better or bring it somewhere new. Okay, this is where the rubber meets the road. How do you actually build this thing without quitting your job and losing that all-important cash flow? Let's break down your week. So, you've got 168 hours in a week. About 56 of those go to sleep, 40 go to your day job. That leaves this massive 72-hour block for everything else. Chores, commuting, free time. And that free time block, well, that's our gold mine. Okay, so you need to make 2 crucial shifts. First, stop trying to be Employee of the Month. Your goal is to perform just well enough to not get fired. That's it. Save your best energy for what really matters. Second, you convert that free time, the Netflix hours, the social media scrolling, into startup time. And your only mission during this time is to get a really rough version of your idea in front of real people, and then just shut up and listen. Mohnish Pabrai tells this great story about pitching a client with a big slide deck. And the client just kept telling him, go back to slide 10. That's all I care about. Just slide 10. And he had this huge realization that his whole business idea was basically wrong. And the real gold was on that one single slide. He threw out the rest and built his entire company on that one idea. An idea that was literally given to him by his customer. So you've started working on your idea after hours. That's great. But how do you know if it's the right idea? Well, before you even think about quitting your job, your project has to pass one very simple but totally non-negotiable test. And here it is. If you'd rather scroll through Instagram or watch another episode of some show than work on your business, you have the wrong idea. Period. The distractions in your life should feel dull and completely uninspiring by comparison. See, the right venture will pull you in. It won't feel like a chore. It's going to feel like a mission. This is exactly what it means to get your music out. It should be the most exciting, compelling thing you could possibly be doing with your time. And when you feel that, that's when you know you're onto something big. Okay, let's put this all together into a concrete timeline. And this isn't just theory. This is the exact real-world path Mohnish Pabrai himself followed to leave his own 9-to-5. For 9 straight months, he dedicated his evenings and his weekends to building his business. He just listened to customers, he refined the idea, and he built momentum. And the very moment, the business was generating enough cash to pay his bills, only then did he hand in his resignation. I mean, this is the Dhandho philosophy in action. It's a classic asymmetric bet. What was the absolute worst-case scenario for him? He'd lose some free time and maybe go back to his old job, an offer his boss actually kept open for him. And the best case? Complete and total freedom. The downside was tiny, almost negligible, while the upside was absolutely life-changing. So you see, the risk isn't in starting something on the side. The real risk is in staying put and doing nothing at all. You now have a proven, low-risk playbook. So the only question left is the one that really truly matters. What are you going to build?